5 months ago, I couldn't speak a single proper sentence in English. Every time someone asked me to introduce myself, my heart raced. My palms started sweating, and my mind went blank. I wanted to speak English, but my tongue felt heavy. I wanted to join conversations, but fear held me back. I wanted to learn, but everywhere I looked, English seemed impossible. But today, I'm speaking to you, confidently, fluently, and fearlessly. And I did it in just 5 months. This is not magic. This is not luck. This is the power of commitment, mindset, and the right method. So if you're struggling with English right now, if you feel stuck, embarrassed, or hopeless, I want to tell you my story. Because if I can learn English in 5 months, so can you. I grew up in a world where English was everywhere. On TV, in schools, on social media, in exams, in job interviews. Everywhere I looked, English was not just a language, it was a key. A key to opportunities, a key to confidence, a key to respect, but I didn't have that key. Every time I sat in class and the teacher asked me a question in English, I pretended to look at my book, hoping she wouldn't pick me. Every time my friends laughed and spoke in English, I smiled, but inside, I felt small. Every time I saw job postings with, fluent in English required, I felt like the world was closing its doors on me. Do you know that feeling? That feeling of being trapped because of one language. I knew I couldn't waste my life like this. I had 2 choices. 1. Accept defeat and remain silent. 2. Or fight with everything I had and learn English, no matter what. I chose the second one. One day, I looked in the mirror and said to myself, enough is enough. I will learn English. I don't care how hard it is. I don't care how long it takes. I will learn it. That decision changed my life. Because once you make a decision with your whole heart, the world starts opening doors for you. I gave myself a deadline, 5 months. I didn't want to wait for years. I didn't want to keep making excuses. I wanted to prove that even an ordinary person could do extraordinary things. But there was one rule. I will not waste a single day. Before I tell you how I learned English in 5 months, let me tell you something important. Learning English is 80% mindset and 20% method. Why? Because if you believe English is too hard, you'll quit. If you think, I'm too old, you'll quit. If you say, I don't have time, you'll quit. But if you change your mindset, if you tell yourself, every day, I'm improving. If you say, mistakes are proof that I'm learning. If you say, I will not stop until I succeed, then English becomes possible. Not in 5 years, not in 2 years, but in 5 months. Now let me break down exactly what I did. Month 1. Build the foundation. I started with the basics. I didn't waste time memorizing grammar books. Instead, I focused on listening and speaking simple sentences. I watched children's cartoons in English. Why? Because they use simple words and slow speed. I downloaded a 1,000-word vocabulary list. Every day, I picked 20 words, wrote them in a notebook, and made sentences with them. For example, word, beautiful. Sentence, this is a beautiful day. I didn't just read, I spoke aloud. Because English is not something you learn by writing. It's something you learn by speaking. Month 2, listen like crazy. In the second month, I made English my environment. I changed my phone language to English. I listened to English songs. I watched English YouTube videos with subtitles. I even talked to myself in English while walking. If I didn't know how to say something, I used Google Translate, learned it, and repeated it. I stopped being shy. I said to myself, it's better to sound funny in English than to remain silent forever. Month 3, speak without fear. This was the hardest part. Because speaking in front of people scared me. But I pushed myself. I joined online speaking clubs. I practiced with friends. I recorded myself speaking for 5 minutes every day. When I listened back, I laughed at my mistakes. But I also improved. I realized something powerful. Fluency is not about speaking perfectly. It's about speaking without fear. Month 4, think in English. In the 4th month, I forced myself to think in English. For example, when I was hungry, instead of saying in my native language, I want food, I said in my mind, I am hungry. I want to eat. When I looked at the sky, I said, the sky is blue. When I made tea, I said, I am making tea. Every small thought, in English. This changed everything. Because once you start thinking in English, Speaking becomes natural. Month 5. Live in English. By the 5th month, English was no longer a subject. It was my life. I read English books. I wrote a daily journal in English. I watched movies without subtitles. I even dreamed in English sometimes. And then, something amazing happened. One day, I was speaking to a friend. And I realized I wasn't translating from my language to English anymore. The words were just flowing. Naturally. Easily. That's when I knew. I had learned English. Not perfectly, but confidently. Here's what my 5-month journey taught me. 1. Mistakes are your best teachers. Every time I made a mistake, I learned something new. If you're not making mistakes, you're not learning. 2. Consistency beats intensity. I didn't study 10 hours a day. I studied 1 to 2 hours every day without fail. 3. Environment matters. Surround yourself with English. Make it impossible to escape. 4. Confidence is more important than grammar. People will forgive your grammar. But if you speak with fear, no one will listen. 5. Learning English is not about talent. It's about persistence. If you keep going, you will succeed. Now you may be wondering, how can I learn English in 5 months like you? Here's the simple roadmap. 1. Listen daily. Podcasts, songs, YouTube, movies. Listen for at least 30 minutes every day. 2. Speak daily. Talk to yourself. Record your voice. Speak to friends. Just speak. 3. Read daily. Articles, short stories, news. Read aloud. 4. Write daily. Keep a small diary. Write about your day in English. 5. Think in English. Translate your thoughts. Replace your inner voice with English. 6. Never quit. Even if you feel slow. Even if people laugh. Even if you fail, don't quit. Because remember, fluency is not built in one day. But it can be built every day. Let me tell you why I fought so hard to learn English. Because English is not just a language. It's an opportunity. It opens doors to jobs. It gives you confidence to speak with anyone. It connects you with the world. It lets you dream bigger. When you learn English, you're not just learning words. You're building a bridge to success, confidence, and freedom. That's why I say, don't waste your life being afraid of English. Face it, fight it, master it. 5 months ago, I was silent. Today, I'm speaking to you. 5 months ago, I was afraid. Today, I'm free. If I had waited for the perfect time, I'd still be waiting. If I had waited for confidence before speaking, I'd still be silent. But I didn't wait. I started. And that made all the difference. So let this be your reminder. You don't need to be great to start. But you need to start to be great. My journey took 5 months. Yours may take 3, or 6, or 12, but the time will pass anyway. The question is, will you use it? Imagine yourself 6 months from now. Speaking confidently. Expressing your thoughts clearly. Making friends across the world. Passing interviews with courage. That future is possible. But only if you start today. Don't waste another moment. Don't waste your potential. Don't waste your life. Pick up a notebook. Speak a sentence. Listen to one podcast. Take one small step today. And then another tomorrow. And another the next day. Do this, and soon, you'll look back and realize, I can speak English. I did it. And when that happens, you'll not only change your language, you'll change your life. I learned English in 5 months. Not because I was special. But because I refused to quit. And if you refuse to quit, if you give your heart, your time, and your consistency, you too can learn English. So stop doubting, start doing, because the world is waiting to hear your voice. And your voice matters. In English, in every language, forever. The secret of getting ahead is getting started. Mark Twain. Start today. Speak without fear. Learn without excuses. Your future is waiting. If my story inspired you, drop a comment. I will learn English. Subscribe for more powerful lessons and motivation. And remember, don't just dream of English. Live it, speak it, be it.